Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection are two video games that are very important to me. Whenever I play a video game I haven't played before, I play it for a while, like it, and then never touch it again. This has happened to almost every video game I have ever played, with like 4 exceptions. However, some of the games I play I don't fall out of immediately, which is always a nice thing. Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection are two games that I have somehow not gotten tired of throughout the years. These two games have got to be the most cozy and relaxing video game experiences ever made. The first time I played Tomodachi Life was in October of 2021, and ever since I've wanted to cover it in a video because it is an absolute treat of a video game to play and meme and talk about, and I love it. After a while, I got very interested in Tomodachi Collection, the Japan-exclusive prequel to Tomodachi Life. I found the English translation patch and got it on my 3DS along with the welcome version of Tomodachi Life for no reason other than I kinda like it and for speedrunning. And here we are, nearly 2 years later, and I have over 500 hours in Tomodachi Life and close to 30 hours in Tomodachi Collection, with me only having the game for around 2 months or close to. These two video games are extremely special to me and I will always treasure them, but both have specific elements to them that simply just make the game feel so good to play. I can't really describe it, but I love every single aspect about these two games. There's just something to them that I adore. I could go on and on about these games and why I love them so much. So, let's do that. Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection are more than masterpieces. Here's why. The general gameplay look of these two games is very similar. Create islanders, take care of islanders, they give you stuff back, islanders interact with each other, simple as that. You start both games by being presented with the island you have now been given and are asked to name it. After that, the game tasks you with making your own Mii, or as they call it, your lookalike. After creating said Mii, you're only referred to as your Mii's nickname followed by '(S) lookalike for the rest of the game. After giving your Mii some food, he asks for another person on the island to hang out with, which I have taken advantage of in the past because this guarantees a friendship between the two Miis no matter what, which incentivizes me to always put Krina as my secondary islander to incentivize my main Mii to fall in love with her later on since they're already friends by default. Moving on. In Tomodachi Collection, your Mii first asks for another person and then asks for food. After that, you're free to do whatever you want. In the past, I've always shown appreciation towards games that let you do whatever you want. Mario Maker, Geometry Dash, and Miitopia are some of my favorite games of all time. 2 of them have expensive level editors that let you mess around and make whatever you want, and the other is Miitopia. Because of me generally having a soft spot for games like this, it's no surprise that I would almost instantly love Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection because of this. A lot of these games' customization is really left to the islanders themselves. Creating islanders and giving them clothing and interiors is where most of the customization comes from. But really, stuff like Quirky Questions and Judgment Bay are minigames that are almost never the same and always provide different outcomes. So, we've already assessed that Tomodachi Life and Collection have great gameplay, and the free nature of it makes for a different playthrough for everyone. But does that stop here? No, we're not even close. Something you might have noticed I bring up a lot in my analysis videos for games like Miitopia is emotional impact. While it's more understandable to talk about emotional impact in an RPG, since that's a key element to an RPG, you wouldn't really think it'd appear in almost any other video game genre, and you'd be right. But like everything that ever was, there's exceptions, and Tomodachi Life and Collection are exceptions to this rule. How a goddamn life simulation game manages to have emotional impact is beyond me, and Tomodachi Life has it and executes it really well. Granted, whether it happens or not to you is very subjective, thanks to the fact that some people just put the goofiest Miis on their island, and it's hard to do anything but find it funny when 2 Miis fall in love, or something along the lines of that, thanks to everyone being silly and a joke. But if you put 2 Miis on the island and you want them to fall in love or just be good friends from the very start, and do everything in your power to make that happen, it feels really rewarding when it does happen, and it just gives you this sense of achievement, which just feels really nice. Just like Miitopia, Tomodachi Life has a couple main points where the emotional impact is very focused on. With Miitopia, you see that most with Carcaton. In Tomodachi Life, I found it to be the staff credits when 2 Mii's kids grow up, and you either send them away or keep them on your island. In Tomodachi Collection, I found it to be the staff credits again, except this time it plays when 2 Mii's get married instead of having a kid. And yes, I know that there's also a marriage cutscene in Tomodachi Life, but that was just kinda to me. It's not even in the same league as the one from Tomodachi Collection. Okay, emotional impact segment done. Both games have very high highs when it comes to emotional impact, while the rest of both games don't really focus on it, which is very understandable for a life simulator. If I were to have to pick the game with the better visuals, I'd have to go with Tomodachi Collection. The fact that Collection is a DS game and not a 3DS game helps it in the character department. It just feels like a different entity when compared to Tomodachi Life, and that's a very good thing. Tomodachi Life, on the other hand, while still looking good, doesn't capture the same feeling of Tomodachi Collection. However, that doesn't really matter much if you only play Tomodachi Life and not Collection. Both games have very good visuals that manage to represent the games perfectly and capture the never-ending charm of the games perfectly, which, hey, let's talk about that now. Tomodachi Life and Tomodachi Collection are some of the most charming video games I've ever played. I cannot even begin to detail just how much charm these games have. One thing that definitely helps Tomodachi Life in specific is the livelihood of it. Everything in Tomodachi Life feels alive. Your Miis are almost never in their apartments doing nothing. Each time I visit my islands, 90% of my island is not at their own apartments or houses. They are always at somebody else's apartment doing pretty much whatever, and if they aren't, they are either hanging out on the leisure spots around the island. Most of the time they're either at the beach or the park, but that means seeing them in the amusement park or the observation tower makes it all the more cool, since it feels like they never go there. The way everyone interacts with everything and each other all the time is so cool, I love it. The gift-giving mechanic also adds to this, since each gift gives them the ability to perform a new activity, which leads to even more diversity. The events in the leisure spots add even more on top. The rap battles, barbecues, frisbee throwing, and so on add so much more livelihood to the game. Tomodachi Life is helped a lot by its livelihood to gain its immense charm, but Tomodachi Life, on the other hand... This game has so much charm to it. The different art style, the voices, the dialogue, the interactions, all have so much flavor. I love it. The news broadcasts of both of these games, holy god, I love it, it's so cool. Tomodachi Collection's charm is basically Tomodachi Life's charm, but dialed up to 12. I love this game. It's so good. The Japanese everything adds so much character and so much uniqueness and charm compared to Tomodachi Life, and just helps separate it all the more. Oh my god. Really, while both of the games have charm, I can't help it but prefer Tomodachi Collection. Tomodachi Life has so much charm, but Tomodachi Collection blows it out of the water. Wow, that was a lot. That was a pretty long segment, wasn't it? And that was a pretty creative transition, wasn't it? Either way, we're talking about longevity now. Longevity is one of the best things a game can have. If a game lasts you a long time, then you hold it in a higher regard because it kept you coming back. This, right here, is Tomodachi Life's biggest asset. Tomodachi Life and Collection mastered longevity. I've been playing Tomodachi Life since 2021 and I have not gotten bored of it, and I've been playing Tomodachi Collection for about 2 months because that's when I found the English patch. Tomodachi Life is designed to be a game you play over a long period of time, and it uses this in such an awesome way. Since I've been playing this since 2021, I've formed kind of a bond with all my islands and islanders, not to mention the fact that the game functions in real time, which makes the emotional impact so much better because of how long it takes to get to the point where you want to be. It's the exact same way Miitopia being long as hell makes it better because of how long it is. It takes so long to do something in the game, so when it finally happens, it feels that much more rewarding. Tomodachi Life and Collection are absolutely perfect in the longevity department. Almost no other game has managed to keep me playing it consistently for so long. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that whenever I play a game, I usually play it for a bit and then forget about it with very few exceptions. Tomodachi Life and Collection have managed to completely bypass that with the best longevity I've ever seen in a video game. In conclusion, I love both of these games with my entire heart. Ever since I played the game on Citra in 2021, I have created 3 islands. My original emulator one from 2021, one on my 3DS in 2022, and one of Tomodachi Collection in summer this year, also on my 3DS. Here's some proof for the 3DS islands existing in case you want it for whatever reason. Look, I made my Mii get with Krina on both islands, which is cool. Back when I made the My Top 5 Favorite Games of All Time video back in August of last year, I placed Tomodachi Life at number 3 and Tomodachi Collection nowhere since I hadn't played it at the time. Now, I'd put Tomodachi Life at number 2 and Tomodachi Collection at number 3, with number 1 being Miitopia, which, funnily enough, is a spin-off of Tomodachi Life's Tomodachi Quest minigame, which makes all of my top 3 favorite games belong to the same series to an extent, which is very cool to me. These 3 games will be in my heart forever. I love this trilogy so much, and I will always treasure these games. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.